Welcome back to America's Retirement Headquarters, home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates with Nolan Baker and Scott Kirshner. 419-794-3030 is the phone number. Once again, 419-794-3030, online, arhq.com. Don't forget, if you missed the first half of the show or you want to catch up on previous editions of the show, available for you on demand via podcast. Just search for America's Retirement Headquarters, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, wherever you consume those. Also on YouTube, lots of great educational videos up there as well. Just search for America's Retirement Headquarters. Let's talk about this. How much are retirement investors paying in fees? There was an article I read that mentioned people who have walked away from financial advisors because of what they deem to be excessive fees. So can you explain, in your opinion, is it worth it to pay a fee to a financial advisor?
Well, I think, there's a couple different things to take a look at here. If you're looking at working with a financial professional or if you have a 401k, I think the first thing that you understand is that there's some type of cost associated with it. So you're either paying a fee, it's a fee that's incorporated into the plan, or, you're paying a commission. The most important thing is make sure that you understand how the professional that you're working with is getting paid. We've got a report that details this specific topic. So if you want to learn more on, the 13 things you should know before you choose a financial professional, give our office a call at 419-794-3030. You can get a copy of that report. We'll be happy to drop it in the mail to you. Again, talking about the 13 things you should know before choosing an investment professional, and it'll talk deeper about, is it worth it to pay a fee for a financial advisor? Now, Scott, we can kind of break this down, right? So, first and foremost, what you have is you would have an insurance professional. Mm-hmm. I would kind of put you into that category. You've got nearly 30 years of experience in the insurance industry. People don't pay you a fee for your advice, do they?
No, they don't. Not at all. Actually, and I get that question a lot. The people will come down and sit down with me, and I go through my presentation, my fact-finding, my whole first appointment, which I've actually got a video on what to expect in your first appointment on the website. That's americasretirementheadquarters.com. You can visit that, my website, and see what to expect in that first appointment. But when I meet with someone, I let them know during the process in that initial appointment that they don't pay me any fees. I am compensated by the insurance companies that I write their plan through. Okay, so there are never any fees associated with anything that I do. Whether I sell a Medicare supplemental plan, whether I sell an Advantage plan, if it's a prescription drug plan, dental or vision, any of the auxiliary plans, never do I charge a fee. It's always compensated from the insurance company. So that is an insurance advisor or an insurance agent. But Nolan, I have a question for you. Actually, when you have that first appointment with your attorney, one of the things I've always done in the past was like, oh my gosh, how much am I going to get charged per hour? That's always a fear that everybody has, and it's almost like a lot of people feel like they're going to offend you if they ask you, how much am I going to pay just to come in and meet with you? I'm sure you get those questions with some people. You go through that in your initial appointment phase. You go through and talk about those things, if I understand correctly.
We do. I think it's important to be transparent and make sure that people have an understanding as far as what their costs are and, where people get compensated. And, for us to get together and have a conversation with people, there's no cost. In fact, we just want to get together and see if we're a right fit. Sure. We're not necessarily the right fit for everybody. So it's a matter of having a conversation. If we feel we're a right fit, we would provide somebody a written summary of our recommendations, outlining exactly where we feel that we could add value to their relationship, as well as any cost that's associated with it. So as you point out, if you help them on the health insurance side, you're compensated from the insurance companies, and that makes sense. So in that case, they don't have to pay a fee. There's some investment professionals that are out there where they receive a compensation. That could be, for the sale of a financial product like maybe a mutual fund, a REIT, or a stock. Those type of people receive some type of commission. And again, sometimes in certain situations it may make sense. So if you have an investor who wants to buy an investment and maybe hold on to it for the indefinite future or a long time, maybe it is better off to pay a one-time upfront commission versus paying an ongoing fee. And then the third category that you have is you have the fee-based planners. And where that could be is that could be a fee based upon the assets under management for managing money, within maybe the stock and bond market. That could be a fee where people pay in a consultant capacity. So in our firm, what we do is we've kind of blended the overall approach together. We believe that there's value into each of those areas. So, people need their health insurance. You receive compensation. We fully disclose how that is. Sometimes people want us to manage money in the market. We don't have upfront commissions. We typically want to manage money where, we get paid based upon the management of the portfolio. So the more money the clients make, the more money we make. And if they lose money, we have a vested interest to try to protect them. That way it makes our interest first and foremost of keeping our current clients happy because they can take their money and leave at any time. So when you're looking, is it worth it to pay a fee for a financial advisor and you're determining that, here are a few things to consider. First of all, expertise. A good financial advisor can offer expertise and advice that can help you achieve your financial goals and make an informed investment decision. I met with somebody not that long ago, and I had talked to them about their 401k. They had done a pretty darn good job over the years building up a substantial 401k and had come in because retirement's getting closer, and they didn't like what happened last year. At the same time, they had not made any changes overall to their 401k because they didn't know it's not their area of expertise. Right. It's no different than if you ask me to go pour concrete at somebody's house. Probably not the guy you want to do that. It's just not my area of expertise. Right. So to me, it's more valuable for me to pay somebody in a lot of areas because it's not an area that I know of and it's going to take me a lot longer. Plus, if I screw it up, it's going to cost me more money in the long run. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever done that before.
Yeah.
A few times.
I can do that cheaper than what they can do it for, and then I end up paying more in the long run for the tools and the repairs.
The second one you got to look at is time saving. How much is your time worth? As you get older, time becomes even more valuable, but time's valuable all the time. A financial advisor can save you time by handling the day-to-day management of your investments, helping you make those smart financial decisions. It may be worthwhile to spend your money to hire a professional so you can enjoy the time that you want to spend. I can think of a lot of people I've met over the years that usually the other spouse, wife might chime in and say, we went on vacation and he just sat there on his computer all day long looking at the stocks and, worried about it all the whole time. And I just want to, get that off of his chest. Number 3 is look at improved investment performance. So a good financial professional can help you create a well-diversified portfolio, help you make better investment decisions, and help you improve upon your investment performance. Number 4, stress reduction. Working with a financial advisor can help reduce the stress and uncertainty. It's kind of like having that co-pilot that we talked about, somebody to kind of help you down the retirement journey. And number 5 is avoidance of mistakes. A financial advisor can help you avoid common financial planning mistakes and provide a discipline to your investment process. It's also important to consider things like, what is the cost of hiring the financial professional? The fee that you pay should be reasonable, and it should be in line with the services that are provided. And at the end of the day, only you can judge and evaluate whether you're going to get more in return. And if not, you need to know, what happens in the fact that if the relationship doesn't work out. Additionally, you should understand the fee structure of some of the underlying investments that are picked. I have people come into the office and say, I don't pay anything to have my 401k. And that's not always necessarily true. Underlying funds have expenses. Things like variable annuities might have more expenses. You need to know, what those expenses are. And so in conclusion, paying a fee for a financial advisor can be well worth it if you receive more value and expertise and guidance on the investment management or the comprehensive approach like what we're talking about. It's also important to consider the cost of choosing a financial advisor, somebody who's a good fit for you and your needs. And if you're not sure what a good fit is, what I encourage you to do is give us a call. We've got a report that talks about the 13 things you should know before choosing a financial professional, and you can get that report by calling our Office at 419-794-3030.
There's a word you said there several times there, Nolan, and I think it really drives the point home. Value. Am I getting what I'm paying? Is it worth it? You know, and I think a lot of people out there, to take this away from the financial realm really quick, they know Netflix, probably have had a Netflix account sometime in the past couple of years or borrowed someone else's password. We're not going to talk about that. But as rates have gone up, people take a step back and they say, is this still worth it to me? Am I still getting what I'm paying for, that much value in it? When it comes to your retirement, it is a little bit of a bigger picture. It is important to know. If you don't know what you're paying or you don't know what exactly you're getting, it is difficult to assess the value of things. And that is why the team at America's Retirement Headquarters, America's Medicare Associates, they're upfront about, how they are paid. They are upfront about, the services they provide, and they want to make sure that you are well informed along the way. It is, I think, easy to assess the value. Now, whether that is of value to you, that is going to be on a personal situation. But having that conversation and seeing all starts with that phone call, 419-794-3030. Figure out if you guys are a good fit for each other, especially as you enter into retirement, or you just want a fresh set of eyes on your retirement plan. 419-794-3030, online, arhq.com.